has to be in it. If it's not in it, it's not going to work. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Welcome to another episode of KnowThySelf. It's about your health, awareness, hosted by Dr. Northstar. We do this each and every third Wednesday of the month at the Amsterdam Musical Association, acronym NAMA. Amsterdam Musical Association, usually I'm the director, he's here with us, but tonight he had different occasion, he couldn't make it. He tells the history of the place. So I'm going to give you a brief summarize of the history. New Amsterdam Musical Association, if you look right here anywhere, founded since 1904, incorporated in 1905. It's the oldest musical place association in the world. So therefore, we will be introducing on the stage. KnowThySelf is a program that will tell you about your body, organs. That people know us will put it down to you about the organs and explain to you how it operates. So therefore, we got two audiences. You got the live audience over here, and you have the luxury to go at your home and watch it live on your screen of television on YouTube. Now, at this time, I'm going to introduce the staff of the KnowThySelf presentation. We have on the sound protection, Mr. Mika Alman. Shout out. We have on the video production, we have Mr. Sam Little. We have with us our country secretary, Mrs. Cortina Libertelli. And my name is Claude Alamo. So I am the building manager of this place, I am the sergeant at arms. So therefore, at this time, please let me introduce, let me bring to the stage, Dr. Northstar. KnowThySelf is a production produced by One People, One Earth, Internal Revolution. He's the leader of it, he's the founder of it. As Dr. Northstar. No man.
We're all set. Everything's looking good over there.
Give it a second.
Good evening. I'm Brother Northstar. The title doctor is not something that I really deserve in the medical definition of the word, but the true definition of the word doctor means teacher. And that's what we're here to learn, some of my research about the body, the human body. Because these are things that we're not learning in school, biology, physics, and things like that. We get the surface of that information, but we do not really get to understand the design of the human body and what its needs and what it conforms to. So at KnowThySelf, we know that KnowThySelf, we know what our attitudes are, we know what we like, we know what we don't like, we know who we like, we know who we don't like. We know things like that about ourselves. We know our temperaments, we know our attitudes. If we were just mind and spirit, we would not need to know but so much, but we're mind, spirit, and body. And the only way you can experience this planet is you got to experience it in this body. So it is incumbent upon us to know a whole lot about this vehicle that our mind and our spirit rides around in, and how to preserve it, how to protect it. So you look out into your community and you look out into your family. I don't have to tell you that people are dying like flies. You see people dying every day. My people perish from a lack of knowledge. Hosea 6, verse 4. My people perish for lack of knowledge.
Or is it 4 and 6?
4 and 6. We are perishing because we are not understanding this vehicle that we're moving around in. And so it is incumbent upon us to learn a whole lot more about our body and how to survive. So the most important information on the planet today is how to survive. I get puzzled with you in our community because when we learn that a loved one dies or someone in our community and our family dies, we spend a lot of time talking about what a good person they were and how beautiful and all of these platitudes of a person that died in their 30s, their 40s, their 50s, their 60s, and even in their 70s. We're not learning anything about how come a person is going so early. Why are these people leaving the planet so early? All the platitudes are very lovely. They're very nice, but we're not asking ourselves the right questions. We're not having the right conversation at these funerals. I choose not to go to funerals. I'll go memorialize friends and family, but funerals are more for feasting, the overpass, going back, to the house and then eating the same kind of foods that put the friend in the grave to begin with. So we got to begin to look at this family member or this community member that died at a young age and begin to ask the question, why? Why? Why are we going so young? Why are people just falling out like flies? What's going on? One of the first myths that has to be dispelled is we've been indoctrinated with Western thought. And in Western thought, they say the first law of nature is self-preservation. The first law of nature is self-preservation. So we spend a whole lot of time, I got to get mine. I got to get mine because I got to preserve the self. I got to get mine. I got to get mine syndrome. That is a bad myth that's crippling us mentally and physically. The first law of nature is not preservation. The first law of nature has got to be know thyself. Because if you don't know what it is that you're trying to preserve, how well can you preserve it? So we have to understand the preservation. What is preservation? We're trying to preserve what? What is it that we're trying to preserve? The greatest thing that we got, the greatest thing that we possess, the greatest thing that we own is life itself. There's nothing that you gotta own greater than that, life itself, because that's the entire experience. So, how do you preserve life if you don't know what it is? Life is who we are. Life is what it's all about. And so, know thyself is the first law of nature. And then preserving it would come second to that. But they flipped the script on us because our ancestors knew this. Ancient ancestors all knew this. From every indigenous culture already knew that know thyself was the first law of nature. But Western Civ flipped the script and say, no, go for yours, go get yours, preserve whatever it is you're trying to preserve. But the thing that we've got to preserve is the thing that we see failing around us every day, and that's life. We see people dying around us every day. Not only are people dying around us every day, we're being sold a lot of foods and chemicals that are driving us crazy. So it ain't all about the death that's happening. The wars that are being fought, the guns that are being fired, the stabbings that are going on. We just read in the news somewhere where a couple locked up their children. You know, the reason why all of this craziness is going on in the world today is due to the chemicals that's being put into the air, the chemicals that's being put into the water, and the chemicals that's being put in the food. You wonder why people can do such things. You wonder why your president is the way he is. You wonder why your lawyer, your lawyer is sick, your doctor is sick, and our president is sick. We're all sick. We're all of our health have been compromised, and we have to realize the kind of world we live in. So let's dispel that myth that the first law of nature is self-preservation. The first law of nature is know thyself. Thyself is life, and we've got to preserve that first. Know thyself. Know what life is. Know what it is that we're preserving. What is that? The second myth that is crippling us very badly come out of Western Civ. A guy by the name of Epicurus created this quote: "Eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow you may die." That is hurting us. That oscillating in our psyche, that's what is our primary motivation, is to preserve thyself. I got to get mine. Eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow you may die. I got to get mine. I got to eat. I got to eat. I got to eat. I got to eat. When actually, it is the reverse that preserves life. The less you eat, the longer you live. The longevity that people get out of life are from those who eat less. They fast more. Fasting is going to get you longevity. We're programmed, and we have to deprogram that thought. We have to get that program out. We're programmed to eat 3 meals a day, when we should only really be eating 1, and that 1 should be very small. We are made of cells. Our bodies are made of cells, and those cells survive at their utmost best in liquid fluid. So that's going to be oxygen and water. We have to drink way more water. We have to drink far more fluids than we eat, because that cell is swimming in around 2 lakes. One is the lymphatic system, and one is the blood. And those 2 sacred rivers have to constantly be flowing. So if you are eating a lot of dense property foods, such as animal fat, breads, cheeses, all of these things, what you think is going to do to those sacred rivers? It's going to gum up the works. It's going to clog up the works. And you are only as healthy, and you live only as long as the cell in your body lives. So what do we know about ourselves? We know ourselves as only as well as we know the 100 trillion cells that are in our body and how they need to survive. We are programmed to tantalize our taste buds. I got a taste for this. I got a taste for that. Yeah. And it has nothing to do with what our body genuinely, truly needs. So we're eating off of programming, and we're being bombarded with programs all the time. If you got a television or radio or any kind of communication system in your house, commercials are coming at you 24/7. 24/7. Eat, drink, and be merry has got to be reversed. We got to reverse that program. We got to turn that program around. And we got to begin to think fasting more. Fasting 2-3 days a week, eating 1 meal a day, eating small portions at a time, and drinking lots and lots and lots of fluid. That's the environment that the body best thrives in. Oxygen and water. So, unfortunately, the most important food on the planet is the most boring food on the planet. The most important food on this planet, the most important food on this planet is the sun. Boring, but it's the most important. The second most important is water, air. Boring, but try to live 5 minutes without it. Try, go ahead, try. It's boring, but I dare you to try to get 6 minutes without it. Water. In that order, if you're on those three, you don't really need much more. You might need a little fruit, you know. At the very best, some green energy, you know. So in Genesis 1, verse 29, it says, "Let the fruit be your meat, and let the herbs be your medicine." That's true. You don't need much more than that. That's where you get your equilibrium. So we got 11 systems in our body. 11 systems that keep our body in balance. And our body stays in balance with that sun, that oxygen, and that water. Some fruit, some greens, some nuts, here and there. But you don't need much more. Now, I might as well be talking from the moon, where to a lot of people, because when it comes to food, we're addicted. We're addicts. We're crackheads when it comes to food. So when someone is saying to stay with the boring food, sun, air, water, you know, of course, that's not something that's going to resonate deeply with you until it comes time to your doctor comes to you and tell you that you've got some chronic condition and they can't do nothing else for you. Then you're open to hearing other alternatives of the body. But we don't know our bodies are self-healing and self-regenerating. We already have an internal doctor inside of us. Your God put that there. My God put that inside of us. The God, when we put us together, He put us together to be self-regenerating. We regenerate ourselves every 7 years. The oldest you can ever be is 7 years old. That's the oldest you can ever be. Because the body's constantly regenerating itself. How powerful is that? The body's self-regenerating, self-healing, self-calculating, self-balancing, self-regulated. It's already doing it for you. It's kind of like if a fly or mosquito landed on you, your reflex would be to slap it away. And if it landed back, you slap it away again. Well, your body does the same thing. When some foreign gets inside of your body starts working to get it out of there. It's an automatic reflex. If it is not self, if it does not recognize itself, the body wants to get it out. It can only come out through the skin, it can only come out through your urine, it can come out through your feces, you know. But it works to get it out. It come out through your nose, your eyes. Every time you sneeze, cough, you cry. That's your body working to get something out of there that should not be in there. we don't know how to work with our body. We don't really understand the sensations that our body is giving us as a language that we've got to begin to learn to understand. A disease, what they call a disease, is nothing more than your body's language saying, something's wrong and I'm trying to get it out. That's what it is. So, diagnosis don't mean anything. There's only one condition. Unhealthy. There's unhealthy and there's healthy. That's it. And there's only one way to get healthy, and there's only one way to get unhealthy. And the way to get unhealthy is in disobedience to the laws of nature. The way to get back healthy is in obedience to the laws of nature. So anything that we're going through, anything that our body is telling us, if you got stiffness, if you got tightness, if you got pain, if you got pangs, if you got pains, if you got zings, itches, those are the sensations of letting you know your body's trying to get something out. And that the way to get it out is becoming in alignment with the laws of nature. So that's one of the myths that we've got to reverse. Eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow you may die. And just look at the gluttony. Look at the gluttony all over the planet. Look at the obesity of our country. And we are carrying the sickness of that obesity to other parts of the world, of countries that never known obesity, that were in natural healthy state. So the healthiest people on the planet today are people who are in poverty because they can't afford the mess that we eat. Those are the healthiest people on the planet. People who can't afford Burger King, McDonald's, and they're trying to make that stuff as cheap as they possibly can. They got these sandwiches now that cost $1, and it's just straight poison. But we are taking that obesity into other countries and tropical countries where coconut trees grow. And can you imagine they're trying to replace every coconut tree with a Coca-Cola machine? So, what are the laws of nature? One of the laws of nature is inside our body, we have a homeostasis, which means a balance. We have a potential hydrogen of 7.4. It should not go below that. If it goes below that, that means it's going to be acidic. And if it's acidic, that means that the cells are going to burn. It's going to be too hot for the cells. So it's all about the environment of the cells. So when we drink Coca-Cola and we eat animal fat, cheeses and meats and a lot of these acidic foods, it's creating an environment, an acidic environment that begins to burn on the cell. It begins to scar the tissues. And the cells are going like, ow. And then you feel it. That's when you go, ow, where's that pain coming from? Because when you say ow and you feel it, that's what you think your cells are going through. And we got to know that our cells are people. These are intelligent beings, sentient beings that have a purpose in your body. Each cell, if there's 100 billion of them, not one of them are alike. Each one are unique unto themselves and have a very specific purpose to the survival of your body. So when that cell dies, it's being replaced by another. But then when those cells die in your body, are you getting it out? how are you getting it out of the body? You can't get it out of your body if you're constipated. If those two rivers are not flowing, then you're constipated. Constipation is not only something that happens in the colon, in the gut. Constipation happens in every artery of your vein. If there's a clogging anywhere, that's constipation. Anything that's stopping the airflow, because the human body, the organism is an oxygen gasket. That's all those tubes is for oxygen and blood to flow through. It's a plumbing. You're a big plumb. You're a walking plumbing system, a walking septic system. And that air and that blood has got to be flowing from head to toe to the follicles of your hair, to the tip of your toenails. You got blood flowing in a matter of a minute, back and forth, up and down. Any obstruction to that airflow is going to cause you a problem. It's going to cause you a problem. You're going to begin to feel it. And what causes that obstruction? Dense food. The dense food. We're eating foods that our body's not designed to eat. We're designed a very specific way. It's for a lot of liquids and a lot of watery foods, electrical foods, raw foods. It's hard to get to raw. I'm not quite raw yet. It's hard to get to raw, but that's where the electricity is at. That's where you want to be. And on top of that, you want to be a faster. This is the reason why Jesus fasts. Jesus was a master faster. He knew what time it was. It wasn't something that was just a holy thing to do. It was a scientific. It's science. It's physics. It's biology. It makes great biochemistry sense. You do not clog up your system and gum up your works with a whole lot of clogging food. So there's not many foods that don't leave a residue in your body. So one food that does not leave any residue is watery fruits. Fruit washes and nourishes the cells at the same time. Cheese and meat and bread ain't going to do nothing but leave a strong residue that's going to eventually harden and form a mucoid plaque. And when that happens, oxygen flow can't get through there. And then something's going to build up and swell. The next thing you know, you got a tumor. That's constipation. That's constipation. And now you got a problem, because what went in is not coming out. What goes in has got to come out. It's no different than what goes up has got to come back down. What goes in has got to come out. In the civilization that we live in, if you want to call it a civilized paradigm, with the gluttony of eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow you may die, we're putting a lot in, but only a very little is coming out. We're eating pounds and pounds of food, and we're shitting out splinters. You're constipated. And then eventually, that constipation is going to lead to something. It starts off with acute, then it goes to subacute, then it goes to chronic, and then it goes to degenerative. And when it goes to degenerative, that's when your doctor tells you you have cancer. You're degenerating. But let's look at the game that's taking place inside of our body, because we like sports, and we see the competition between two teams: football, basketball, tennis, soccer, baseball. There's always two competitive teams. going against each other. And we become mesmerized by keeping our eye on the ball. And we're not learning anything about the biggest game, the biggest spectacle, the biggest war that's taking place on this planet is taking place inside of our bodies. Armageddon is taking place at the cellular level. Good versus evil is taking place at the cellular level. And when you go to your commercials, when you go outside your door, I don't care if you don't have a TV. I don't care if you don't have a radio. You still have to go out into that world, and it's subliminally suggested everywhere you go, in billboards. People, there's more restaurants than there are bars. There are more food places than there are schools. It's subliminally suggested all around you. Eat, drink. And so when you walk through this world, and it's all acidic, it's all highly very acidic, it's all breaking the law of your body, because that 7.4 of potential hydrogen that your body's supposed to stay at, when we drink beer, wine, Coca-Cola, any of those things, those acidic drinks are around a 3 or a 4, which is that's hot for the cells. That's hot for the cells. Cells can't take that. But we've become immune to drinking that. So we're breaking the law right there. That 7.4 is law. That's law. Doesn't matter if you're a good person. Doesn't matter how wonderful you are. Doesn't matter how many platitudes they level when they bury you. You broke the law. That's it. There are laws in our body. There are certain laws that we got to adhere to of nature. It does not matter what kind of person you are, how good a person you are. If you do not know how to preserve your body, when it's your time to go, you were complicit in your own death. And that's why I don't attend funerals, because I'm seeing that people are leaving here very early, and everybody likes to sing their praises, but they're not asking the right question. Why did they go? Why? Why is the children ward filled with kids with cancer? Why are 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds got diabetes and obese? It's the culture that we're living in. So there are two things. We live in parallel worlds. We live in a schizophrenic planet. One, you have planet Earth, the mother of all life. This is where we get the material for our body. You wouldn't have a body without mother. There's no body. Every part of our body comes from the mother. The mother is made up of cooperation. Life is about cooperation and love. Huh? And then we live in the world. We live in a world where man is reproducing mother. Man is reproducing everything that's created by mother. So that's the world. There's the earth, and then there's the world. And in the world, you're not going to get far in the world representing mother or the earth. You'll get farther in the world representing the anti-life stuff. So I look at our rappers. I look at our stars. You find me one star, find me one celebrity, find me any celebrity that promotes life. How about NAS, for instance? Never stop, never settle. Hennessy. There's a conscious rapper. This brother raised a lot of consciousness with his rap. But consciousness raising is not going to get you very far in the world. So eventually, you have to, the world will break you down. We've seen it happen to Queen Latifah. We've seen it happen to a lot of celebrities. There's no celebrity that can get very far promoting grape juice or orange juice. Now, when you're talking about grape juice and orange juice, that's when you never stop and you never settle. Because that's life. That comes from the earth. That's something that the body can use. Dialysis machine. Man thinks that he can duplicate 2 kidneys. God gave us 2 kidneys. Man said, I know God's God, but we think we can make something better for your kidneys, all right? We're going to hook you up to this machine, and we're going to pump this. We're going to clean your blood with our machine. Let those kidneys just lay there. They're nothing, you know. Man cannot make blood. Only our bodies can make blood. And they've got dialysis machines. They've got pills and drugs that our body already has. Inside of our body is a cornucopia of pharmaceutical drugs. Your body has every drug that they're selling you, your body already has it. Cortisone, all of that. Your body already has all of that. There's nothing in the pharmaceutical that your body don't have. But what man is doing is saying, we can make it better than what God made in your body. Here, don't take that, take this. And then what happens is when that drug gets into your body, now your body's trying to get rid of it, it's trying to throw it out. And it can't throw it out, so it'll stash it away in the tissues. Vitamins and pharmaceuticals are synthetics. God didn't make it. You shouldn't take it. That's what Dr. Sebi's saying. If God didn't make it, don't take it. Vitamins and pharmaceuticals are synthetics. They're poisons. And the body cannot use it. It's not self. Your body's not made of a laboratory chemical. Your body's made of the earth. And anytime you put something in your body, it's to replace in your body what is passing out. And that can only come from the earth. It cannot come from a man-made laboratory. So when it goes inside your body has to store it away. It's fat. And so it just sits there until it clogs up, until one day they say, you got cancer. So ultimately, everybody has got to get on the detox program. We're all crackheads. We're all sick. We've all been compromised. Your doctor's sick. Your lawyer's sick. Your president is sick. Everybody is sick. Everybody's health has been compromised. Particularly our kidneys. So when you talk about detoxing, you got to understand that it starts from here. Because the colon is connected to every part of the body. The colon, you got to clean that out. That's just one of the Fab Four that you got to go after. There's 4 things that you got to go after to detox. This colon is one. If you can see how it's connected primarily, see this part right here is the transverse colon. If you see that it's connected to the brain, when I learned that that part of the colon is connected to the brain, that's when I got answers and understood how my mother passed away. My mother died of an aneurysm. My mother was very health conscious. She's the one that got me on board with health. But when she had the aneurysm, that's because this part of her colon was constipated, it was clogged up. That traverse part that's going across there, that's connected. So the brain and the colon, they're like twin sisters. When you come out of the embryo, they open up together like this. You got the brain up top, and you got the colon down again. But it starts, when you come out of that embryo, it goes like this. So when one is sick, the other is sick. So the detox program is, we got to get that cleaned out. You got herbs that can do that. You got herbalists in your community that deals with God's earth, not pharmaceuticals. You notice you don't see no animal hanging outside of a drugstore. You notice you don't see no dogs and cats and cows going to no drugstore hanging out. You know? If they were out there, then you know that that's where the good stuff was at. I know that a mongoose had a fight with a rattlesnake and got bit by the rattlesnake. The mongoose went and got some plantain because the mongoose knew that plantain kills poison, and went back and fought the rattlesnake until he killed the rattlesnake. I ain't trying to tell you to get into a fight with a rattlesnake, but I'm trying to tell you that a mongoose know where to go to get cured, and you don't. A mongoose knows to go to the earth. All the animals know to go to the earth, except the two-legged. We go to another man who created it in a laboratory and selling it to us off his shelf. But you have in your community somebody that is selling God's green herbs that deals with the colon. It's your responsibility to go find these people and go get your colon cleaned out, because that's where your detoxification, that's where your rehabilitation is going to start at. All the cravings that you feel, you won't be feeling them no more when you take these herbs. When you learn what an enema is, when you send water up in there and flush it out, when you learn what a colonic is, to get water up in there and pull it out. No, enemas and colonics are not natural. God didn't send us here with a colonic bag or an enema bag. It's not a natural thing. But we spend too many years, we spend too many centuries breaking so many laws and doing the unnatural thing that we have to do something unnatural to compensate for it. So you want to get that stuff out of you any way you can. So don't look at me and tell me that enemas and colonics are not natural. You want to get that stuff out of you because it's poison all up in there, and it's poisoning your brain, and it's poisoning other parts of your body. Herbs, some of you guys might be homophobic and don't want nothing going up your butt. I can't help you. You know, some don't want to drink a lot of water. Some don't want nothing water going up in there. You know, so that means that you got to depend heavily upon the herbs. You got to get heavily on the herbal program. But I'm saying that all of it, herbal programs, water, all of it, you want to flush this out. You want to get all this debris out of your body. And then you'll see a lot of the things that you crave will go away. You won't crave those things anymore. You'll crave clean foods. Right? This is how it works. We are taught to eat 3 meals a day. We eat way more than that. We eat, 5, 6 times a day. We snack, all that in between, But you're supposed to poop a half hour after you eat. And the meal that you have is supposed to go through the large intestines and push out what you last ate, push it down to the rectum. That's how that's supposed to work. But we eat breakfast, then we snack, then we eat lunch, then we snack, then we eat dinner, then we snack. Then we're watching the game, and then we drink, and then we snack. So consequently, all of this begins to get clogged up and backed up. And the way this is supposed to work is it's supposed to be absorbing. The digestive system starts in the mouth with mastication and the enzymes that come out of your saliva to break food down, to turn it into a mulch so it can slide down your esophagus. One of the things that slide down real easy is fruit. I didn't find it hard to choke on fruit. But you find a lot of people, several hundred people a year is choking on meat and bread, things like that. They're dense food, And they're not chewing, they're not breaking it down. The digestive starts in the mouth. That's what breaks it all down, right? And then it slides down that pipe, that esophagus, and it goes down there. It only takes 6 minutes to get down to this level, where gastric juices begin to come out to break it down some more. Because the body cannot use pasta, potatoes, meat. It can't. It has to break it down. If it's protein, it cannot use protein. It needs the amino acid. That's what it has to break it down to. But if we're sending lumps down there, we can't eat like alligators. Bite and then go. Bite and then go. We can't eat like that. Because it'll just sit down in there and rot. So, these are the large intestines, and it has to go all through here. All right? And by the time it gets to the small intestine, which is the colon, that's when it's taking the liquids and it's absorbing the liquids. All it wants is the fluid. That's all it wants is the fluid. That's when the body's being fed. And then the rest of it goes out the rectum. But the way we're eating is all of it's being staying stuck down there. So the road to good health is making sure this stays cleaned out. The healthiest people for longevity really takes care of this part of their body. This is where our balance is at. This is where your equilibrium is at. Right in here. You take care of this in here, and you will enjoy longevity. You will enjoy your great-great-grandchildren and see them become adults by allowing this to have holidays, allowing it to have rest. I say don't eat after 8 o'clock. Don't eat before 12 o'clock. And then when you eat your heaviest meal, if you're going to eat a heavy meal, if you're going to have meat or potatoes or anything heavy like that, have it at 12 o'clock, the highest part of the day, when your metabolism is working at its highest. Because as the sun goes down, the metabolism begins to slow down. But at 12 o'clock, the metabolism rate is at its highest and is ready to deal with the heavy stuff. And then it has all day to digest it. But we're eating heavy at 12 o'clock, and then we're eating heavy again at dinner. No, after 12 o'clock, then all you want is a snack. All you want is some snacks, some fruit, some nuts, some seeds. You want to give the digestive system a nice break. All right? Don't want to eat after 8. Don't want to eat before 12. If you have anything after 8, fruit does not take much to digest. Fruit does not call, it does not call for the passport. I call it to get past the border of the intestinal walls. The passport is that comes from the pancreas. The beta cells make them. That comes from the pancreas. That's the passport. All right? It doesn't need that. The fruit can go right through the intestinal walls without insulin. It does not need insulin to go through the intestinal walls. So it'll feed the body, it'll nourish the body, and it gives the body a break, a rest. And now you've got some longevity. Don't eat after 8, don't eat before 12. Eat your heaviest meal higher in the day, around 12 o'clock. Snack on a little bit, but give this area of your body a nice long break. Fast once a week, 36 hours a week, 3 days at the end of every month, 10 days at the end of every season, and maybe 30 days at the end of every year. And then you got a healthy gut, you know? This is the endocrine system. That's the most important. Let me go to the lymphatic. The lymphatic system. This is where all your lymph nodes. This is the sewer system. This is the fluid that's in your body that captures all the pathogens, all the garbage, because when your cells die, it goes into this lymph system, this sewer system. When your cells poop, oh, you didn't know that your cells poop. Well, what goes in got to come out. You know, the cells got to eat, and then the cells got to get rid of that energy that it used. So it's got to get rid of its trash. And when it gets rid of its trash, it has to go into the sewer system that runs throughout the entire body. Right? If this river, this sacred river in your body gets clogged up, you're gonna know it. You're gonna feel pain in that area. You're gonna feel congestion in that area. You're gonna feel tightness, tenseness, soreness, itchiness. That's because there's constipation in that area. So another thing that has to be cleaned out is this entire sewer system. It takes years to clean that out. It's not as easy as cleaning out the colon. This takes years to get, because it's backed up with all kinds of stuff. The things that we're putting in our body is one thing, but the things that got to come out, like the sewage from the cells and the dead cells that have to come out, it has to come out through the sewage system. And so those waters have got to be flowing. They've got to be flowing. They don't flow as fast as the blood does. The blood goes from the head to the toe in a matter of a minute. This is a little bit slow. This is more lipid fluid that moves a lot slower because it needs something to grab a hold of things. That's how you get a booger in your nose. That's that lipid fluid that then reached up in there and then trapped the pathogen, and that's what it does throughout your entire body. It arrests. It is a police force, and it is a sanitation department. It is a Navy and an Army, all in one. All in one. And this is the immune system. This is the system that is trying to get stuff out through your skin, out through your eyes, out through your nose, out through your urine. This has got to be kept clean. There are herbs that go in there and clean these out. You won't find them in your drugstore or no pharmaceuticals, because the pharmaceutical drugs and the vitamins that they sell, they get trapped in here. They get stored away in the sewage system. And then they just build up until it swells up into a tumor. And then your doctor comes to you and tells you, you got cancer. So there's acute, there's subacute, there's chronic, and then there's degenerative. When your doctor comes to you with his head hanging down, that means you're at a degenerative state. But it doesn't mean that it cannot be regenerated. Anything can be revitalized and regenerated. There are many people who the doctor said there's nothing else that we could do for you, who've turned around and outlived their doctor because they went back to nature. It's all about obeying the laws of nature. But that's the only time we can hear nature, is when the world says, there's nothing else we can do for you. You know, you're done for. You only got about 3 or 4 more months. Now you're open to hear other alternatives. And that's when people begin to go back to obeying the laws of nature. And then when they do, there are many people who've outlived their doctors who have done that. Go back to fasting. Go back to not eating after 8, not eating before 12, fasting 1 day a week, 3 days a month, really taking care of that digestive system and keeping this cleaned out, this sewer system. The lymphatic system is cleaned out with astringents. It likes berries and cherries and citrus fruits, you know. Things like that keeps it cleaned out. They have astringent herbs that do the job of cleaning this out, you know. So, again, you have to find an herbalist that deals with nature's products, not man-made products. If God didn't make it, don't you take it, because you're taking poison. We trust our doctors. Some of them are very nice people. They're only doing what they were taught to do. But they're sick too. The doctor's sick. And so you can't just go on their word anymore. This lymphatic system can only be filtered through the 2 kidneys. So that means that you got to clean your kidneys out. Make sure your kidneys are filtering. How do you know when your kidneys are filtering? You look in the toilet after you urinate. If you see crystal clear water and no sediment and nothing going to the bottom, then you know that your kidneys are not filtering. You're not getting stuff out of your body. When you look down after your urination, you should see a big cloud going down to the bottom. Or you should see a whole bunch of sediment looking like somebody threw a handful of dandruff in the water. You should see that tinkling down to the bottom. That sediment that you see that look like dandruff, that's the feces, that's the poop of your cells. That means that your kidneys are filtering. If you don't see that cloud, which is mucus, that means that the mucus is coming out of your body, and you don't see that sediment, that means that your kidneys are not filtering. You got 2. One of them got to be filtering in order to get the waste out of your body. And that's the only way that this lymphatic system can be cleaned out. That's the exit for this entire lymph system. So besides the colon, besides this lymph system, now you got to go after the kidneys, the 2 kidneys. You got 2. Speaking of the kidneys got two brains sitting on top of them. Your kidneys sit back here, and they got two brains sitting on top of them. They're called adrenal glands. And the adrenal glands is responsible for putting out the adrenaline and the cortisol. And there's another serotonin and dopamine. Those hormones that make you feel so good about yourself. You know. So a lot of people are suffering from depression. A lot of people are quick to anger, very quick to anger. That's why the trigger gets pulled very quickly, because these people got kidney problems where their adrenaline is not pulling out the chemical hormones that gives them any kind of rationale. This is why we live in a crazy world. This is why this world is so crazy. This is why you find what mothers are doing to their children and all kinds of things. Everything that you read in the paper is about the craziness in the world. It has a whole lot to do with the fact that the adrenal glands is not pushing out any rationale juice. You know? And so people who are quick to anger will pull that trigger and kill without reservation. That's the lack of that hormone being secreted in their body that gives them the rationale to say this doesn't make sense. This doesn't, you know. There's no serotonin coming out. There's no dopamine. You know. That adrenal gland also is what protects the body when we get inflammation. It sends out the cortisone that protects our body from being burned up from the acid. You know. So in healing those kidneys, it's a two-edged sword. You know, you got to get those kidney ducts cleaned out so it can filter, and you got to get those adrenal glands healthy so that those hormones can spew out. You know, and so we have the intestines, we have the lymphatic system, and we have the kidney. And then if you clean out the endocrine system, the endocrine system is dealing with the hypothalamus gland, is dealing with the pituitary gland, is dealing with the pineal gland, is dealing with the thyroid, the parathyroid, the thymus gland, the pancreas, is dealing with the glands in the stomach, and is dealing with the glands in the kidneys, dealing with the reproductive glands. The glands of the body are the superstars. They're your athletes. These are your greatest superstars, whether they're the actors. What brings out a stadium of people, a whole stadium of people, rock stars and athletes like that? You know, well, that's the same thing with the glands. The glands are like that. The glands is what make all the cells in the body function. This is where all the communication comes in at, you see. The glands communicate with every cell in the body. These are the superstars of the body. These are the people that all the cells come out to hear what they got to say, or hear their music, or watch their game. Because these hormones that they spew out is what gives the cells their information. And when those glands are functioning, all those glands are functioning, your body's going to be functioning on high. So we got to take care of these glands. The hypothalamus gland is back here. It runs the entire central nervous system. It runs the whole electrical system of the body. What is a house built on? We got to make sure that a house has a good roof. We got to make sure a house has good electrical. And we got to make sure a house has good plumbing. Well, the blood in the lymphatic system is your plumbing. The electrical system is the central nervous system. That's where the neurons, that's where the neurotransmitters are running up and down your body sending messages. And that comes from the adrenal gland as well, as one of the glands. So if that hypothalamus, if that pituitary gland, which is the president of all the glands, that sits right here. That pituitary gland is clogged up and is backed up because this is clogged up and backed up. You ain't gonna get much production out of it. And then that's where an aneurysm begins to take place, you see. So those glands of those bodies, they have herbs for these glands. Yeah? These glands like a lot of berries. They're like berries, all kinds of berries. You know, these are people that like, these are berry-eating people. You know, the women have glands in the reproductive organ, the male have glands in the reproductive organ, and it goes all the way up to the top of the head, and we've got to keep those glands stimulated and functioning because that's what helps the entire body run on optimum. Right? So, they call that the Fab Four, right? The intestine, the kidneys, the lymphatic system, and the glands. There are other things that you can go after to keep your body up to par. You know, there are things, there are nervines for the nerves, the central nervous system. Especially if you're a person that know that you got a lot of rage and that you're quick to anger, you know, they have nervines for that. They have herbs that calm those nerves, that makes you slow to anger, and then you become a peaceful person, you know, along with affirmations and doing mantras and things like that, yoga exercises, you know. But you want to begin to understand that the earth, the universe, are all subject to laws. We're no different. We're not exempt from these laws. We're not exempt from them. We have to be in alignment with the laws of nature. There's nothing in creation from a microscopic amoeba to an entire galaxy are subject to the same law. The ant is subject to the same law as an elephant. It doesn't matter. We're all subject to the laws of nature, and we've got to adhere to them if we want to enjoy a very long and fruitful life, you know. And so you look around you. We look around in our family and our community, and we got to begin to have those kind of discussions. We got to begin to look at the paradigm that we live in and the products that they're selling us, and what they're doing to the air and to the water, and begin to hold them accountable. That's what's shortening our life. And then we got to take responsibility of not being complicit with putting inside of our body. You got to be responsible for every time you go to your face to swallow something. What is it? Is it something that God made, or is it something that man made? If it's something that God made for your body, to nourish your body, to replenish your body, you're going to be all right. But if it's something that man made, it's going to cause you problems. In honor of Dr. Sebi, Dick Gregory, Queen Afua, Dr. Robert Morse, Tim Morrow, all of the great teachers that are out there on YouTube that are trying to enlighten people and to save people's lives. I thank you. I've studied, I've learned. I'm trying to bring my personality to the fore, to try to educate and to teach people to be able to turn it around, to make that shift, gotta go back to the earth. Gotta go back to the earth. And get out of the world. The world is not a healthy place. The earth is home. The earth is the crib. The world is the club. Gotta go back to the earth. Gotta go back to the laws of nature. We have to be in obedience. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter how good you are. What kind of good person you are. If you're not in obedience, that's what's going to read in your epitaph, you know. So, I'm Brother Northstar. I represent one people, one earth, the internal revolution, because that's where the revolution is at. It begins with our fork. There are people who do not care about your life, and they'll sell us anything. And we've got to take responsibility. I got your back, you got my back, we got each other's back. But who? Who can protect your insides for you? Nobody can do that for you but you. Nobody can do that for me but me. Nobody can stop me from going to my mouth. So you don't even have good street creds if you don't start beginning to protect your insides. One people, one earth, the internal revolution. One people, one earth, the internal revolution. With that, I bid you good night.
Wow, praise the Lord. That was a very great, deep, powerful demonstration of the Project Northstar. Let's give him a hand, y'all. I hope you're at your house, sitting down at your desk, in your bed, have learned a whole lot about your body structures, you know, because that was very deep. What I learned from it, I go to 4 categories. Everything we were talking about was very spiritual, vital. Go all the way back to Genesis. In the beginning, the Most High God made heaven and earth. And then, in Genesis 27, the Lord created man and dust of the earth. Now, we're going to go down to Genesis 1, verse 29, verse 30. The Most High God gave us food, gave us herb for meat, all kind of herb. And then, I told you a mighty passage about Jesus Christ, about fasting. If we go to Mark 9, verse 29, one day, one guy asked Jesus Christ, all this thing you're doing, how all this thing happened? And he answered and said, all those come by fasting and praying. All this come by fasting and praying. Also, I like to go and get into Ecclesiasticus. Not Ecclesiasticus, that's an apocryphal. We call it Sirach. 30 verse 4. He says, the Lord created medicine. And everything we talk about, the medicine that you get to heal the body, it's in the Bible. The Lord created medicine out of the earth. What was this medicine? It was a plant, herb. Those are the things that you know is going to heal your body right. And this is what he was talking about. And that So I make it very vitals, very spirituals. Everything go back to the Most High God from Genesis 1. And that was very powerful. I hope you enjoyed it. So we're here each and 12 Wednesdays of the month, same time, same station, 7 p.m. at the Northstar Musical Association. The address is 107 West 130th Street, New York, New York, between 7 and Lennox. All of you are welcome. Come by, know thyself. Get some knowledge.
If anybody want to make a donation, Nama is alive at yahoo.com.
Okay, anybody interested about donation, Nama is live at yahoo.com or Nama Harlem.
No, Nama is alive. That's the PayPal account.
Okay.
If someone wants to donate $5 to the PayPal account, Nama is alive at yahoo.com.
Okay, you hear it again. That's the website. Nama is alive at yahoo.com if you want to make a donation. Also, the Northstar Musical Association is a musical place, been since 1904, and incorporated in 1905. We have this Monday night jam each and every Monday since 1904. It's going on. You know, we never give it up. You're welcome. Come, show your talents, the music. We got a live musician and live jazz each and every Monday at the New Amsterdam Musical Association. Once again, my name is Creole Low, Anthony. So I was happy to present the presentation of Northstar, KnowThySelf, production of One People, One Earth, Internal Revolution. I want to thank the staff, I want to thank Nama, everybody. Hope you learned something, and you have a good night. Good night. Don't forget, the 12 Wednesdays of the month, same time, same station. You can get your last money. Alright? You're going to get KnowThySelf. Enjoy.
All right.
Guys, it looks good. We broadcast right through, but the only thing is,
What's going on now is maybe going on there.
yeah, this one we checked out. We got